And I know the title of this whole live is saying I was slandered, right? So I just want to talk about the word fitna as well as slandering or defaming someone and how dangerous and evil that is. And with that, if you are here for the first time meeting me, I'd like to say hello. My name is Murshida Said. I'm a multi-award winning business coach as well as an international trainer. I have a social conscious business where we have a one help one model where every training and public talks that I do actually contributes to the causes of low income refugees so that they can come out of poverty through mindset and skill set training. And also now we have our social impact on rescuing and adopting horses, ex-race horses, so that we give them a second life and a loving one at that. The today's topic on fitna is defaming, and I find that before this culture gets into something that is normal where people don't realize it, I would like to highlight how dangerous and how evil this is. I wanted to talk about this because not only recently I have been defamed based on things that they have no idea what I'm doing and what I am about and why I am doing what I'm doing, especially in the horse industry. But also because I had a training yesterday and one of my participants came to me personally asking for advice on how he can be strong because he was just backstabbed by a work colleague, right? And he said he just cannot sit at the same place at the same table. So he was like, how does he deal? How can he deal with it? And when I talked to him yesterday, and this is the advice I shared with him, and this is also the advice I practice on myself, and it has helped me a lot. Of course, forgiveness is one, and this is something I would love for all of you to practice, especially before going to sleep. Forgive your enemies, forgive the people who have hurt you, forgive yourself, forgive others that may have hurt you in any way, and also ask God for forgiveness, ask Allah for forgiveness, right? And the other thing I also shared with him is that, look, if he was innocent and someone defamed him or slandered him, the best thing that you can do is put your hand up and pray and ask God to give you strength. Ask for any prayers that you want, because the prayer of the oppressed will always be answered. Whether it is immediately or over time, it will be answered. And that is something I would like all of you to practice, that whenever there are challenges, put your hands up and pray. And wake up for tahajjud. And that was also something that I did the moment I've discovered that a group of people actually was gossiping about me and accusing me of things that they have no idea what I was doing about, and it was gossip, and it was informed to me by someone who knew me and knows me and knows I'm not that at all, and he shared that with me. And what I did was I prayed to God that I asked him to instill love in my heart and not have any vengeance. And I prayed for whatever I wanted. And you know what? The next day there were signs, immediate signs. I was elevated. My energy was high. I was, after the prayer, and I prayed my Fajr prayers, my early morning prayers, my energy was on a high that I've never felt before. And that happened yesterday morning. When I checked my phone, I saw people who came from Singapore, my friends from childhood friends I've not connected with for a long time, messaging me saying that they believe in my cause and believe in the work that I do, and even contributed and edified me and helped me out with encouraging words, with also contributions. And that was so elevating. And I realized that why should I focus on people who are the haters, the people who are not adding value in the world, but people who are adding more negative energy into the world? I do not want that in my space, and I should be focusing more on the people who love me. And there are a lot of people who love me. my ideal clients, my family, my friends who love me no matter what, people who are actually adding value, people who are actually contributing to the causes that I believe in. And this is not the first time that I've been accused of anything. I remember when I first started my business, love and respect was something that was not, well received 20 years ago in the corporate line, and people were saying, what is she talking about love and respect in companies? Ha ha ha. I was like the butt of jokes where people couldn't understand at that time why love should be discussed in a corporate environment. And look at this now. People are talking about love, people talking about collaboration, people talking about social impact even in organizations. But 20 years ago, it was not like that. And also, when I was doing a lot of activism, a lot of social activism, to highlight women who wear the hijab and they're facing oppression because of that. They've been asked to remove the hijab, or they're not allowed to wear the hijab. And because I started my work on elevating and educating women on hijab and why women wear the hijab, in our faith, and also in some other faiths where they also wear the hijab, they wear the head cover. And we were doing a lot of international work on that, appearing in media, talking about hijab. And also I also even had death threats, on my internet. And at that time, Twitter was around, and I got a lot of death threats on Twitter. And I also had people who were like within the community itself, people who were educating, people who were in the ambassadorship of talking about the hijab. Also, there was some negative relationships or hearsay or things that gossiping was also happening. I overcame that. Of course, I was very sad that it came from my own people at that time. But what happened was, through releasing, through forgiveness, I managed to come out of it. And I'm doing even bigger stuff, and bigger activism, working with refugees, empowering refugees through skill set, mindset. And also that also came with challenges and people talking and all that kind of thing. So now that we are into horse rescue, this is the progression of our social impact work, right? Bringing love into organizations, in teams, in leadership, and then working on social activism, educating women on hijab, and elevating women as well, understanding women with hijab and getting them into the workspace. That was the work that I did. And also right now, from that, I also worked on the low income sex workers and refugees. And more recently, some of you see me a lot, hanging around with all the horses, my horses, and I talk a lot about my horses. I have started working on the horse impact, which is rescuing ex-race horse and giving them a second life. And even that, people misunderstand the work that I do, and saying, they're questioning like the part where we were raising funds to help with the medical fees of our adopted horses. And there's a lot of misunderstanding, and with misunderstanding it came with slander and defamation, and it was not something that was true. It's something that obviously people who do not know me were saying things about me. And I was reminded of a lot of Quran and Hadith that came into my space this morning. And there's a hadith that says that the talebearer shall not enter paradise. Rumor mongers do not enter paradise. So it's so dangerous to find something that you are not sure of and you start spreading it or adding fuel to the fire, right? And then also there's sometimes people who just receive news from others and spread it around and say, oh, I heard so and so said so and so. It's like this, so you better be careful. And when you receive information like that, you can't help but feel or doubt that person, and that in any case is wrong, especially when it is not true. What if the person was innocent? What if the person has himself or herself been oppressed and been defamed, and we believe it? We will be one of the oppressors, and that can also not lead you to paradise, right? And then I saw this also. I mentioned this in my story where I said in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 91, it says, Satan, shaitan, only wants to cause between you animosity and hatred. And if we allow that, we are on the side of shaitan, on Satan, when we fight with each other and not find solutions, or not knowing the true story and assume that it is true and started acting accordingly. That is what causes any society to be weak. That causes the society to easily be oppressed, and that is not what we are all about, right? So with that, I just want to share with you that let's not keep all of these evil habits in our life, like gossiping, like defaming others, like putting like spreading hearsay, like putting doubts in other people about others. And that is what is really dangerous, and that can lead us to doom on earth as well as in the afterlife, right? So, and that's why I find it's so important to have a clear heart, clean heart. And we are human. Of course, we do feel angry. Of course, we love to hear gossip. It's all entertainment. Of course, we love to, you know, hear like, oh, interesting stories about other people as a form of entertainment. But I want all of us, and I want myself, to stop and just focus on what solutions you can do. Find out about the person. Do not judge a book by its cover, right? And spread good, spread love and respect instead. If you're not sure, connect with the person and ask directly. That causes bravery as well. That causes you to also be in touch with your authenticity, because otherwise you're just hardening your heart, and that's not what we want to live our lives like, right? That's why I believe strongly in the message of forgiveness. And in fact, tomorrow evening, Saturday, 14th October at 9 p.m., I will be doing a forgiveness session online via Zoom. And I'd love all of you to join in, and let's do a clearing session together. Let's remove all of these negative things in our hearts, in our minds, let go, so that we can lead our lives more positively, and lead with love and respect, and live with love and respect, and do more good, and not condemn people who do good, not question people who are actually trying to do good. Because when we do that, if you are not contributing, if you are not adding value, then you will be one of those people who follow the evil side of the beings, yeah. And that is where you will be going. So I would not like all of us to be in that path. Let's all of us go back to God and live life more joyously, add value, help others, do your contributions, make sure you don't miss your prayers, make sure you have faith that there's more than enough. There's abundance in this world. There's more than enough for you. And go create that. If you desire more, don't get jealous. Go make your own money. Go create your own impact. Go help the poor in your own way, and do your social activism in your own way. But go do, and not talk about it and complain about it, or spread rumors and judgments on others with that. Yeah. So that's my message, and this is a serious message that I would like to share. And I'm also serious about tomorrow evening. Do come on Zoom, DM me if you want to attend the session. We don't want to live with heavy energy, and we don't want to go back to God with this heavy energy that we're going to bring into our graves, and with problems and issues we have not settled, and gossip that we have not cleared or apologized for. Let's start with forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and also forgiving others. in your life, right? So make sure you DM me. Lots of love and respect, and I hope to see you in the Zoom tomorrow night. Bye. Have a great day. Jumaat Mubarak. Happy Friday.